Coming up on BG24 News, a winter storm system is heading our way. Find out how you can stay safe on the roads.
It's housing sign-up time. Find out what makes this semester different for students looking to live in Falcon Heights.
And sometimes college is a bad time to own pets. The Wood County Humane Society tells us why.
Plus, how much longer will the cold weather continue? We've got your Black Swamp weather forecast. Welcome to your Campus and Community Connection. Good evening, everyone. I'm Angelica Moormile.
Live local news starts right now. This is BG24 News, live at 5:30.
Another winter storm is heading our way.
And safety officials are stressing driving safely once again. The Ohio State Highway Patrol says you should give yourself extra time to get places. They also recommend keeping food and a warm blanket in your car in case you get stuck. Safety officials say going too fast and following other cars too closely might cause accidents. One lieutenant says you have options when you lose control on the highway.
And if you don't think you're going to get slowed down in time to miss that car in front of you, just simply let off the brake and drive off to the right. We have a 10-foot berm on the interstate. Just drive right on that berm instead of striking the car in front of you.
We will keep you posted on snow conditions online at facebook.com/BG24News and twitter.com/BG24News.
That was some really good advice for keeping safe on the roads.
I know. Hopefully that it will stay pretty clear.
Yeah.
I totally agree, especially with the weather we're expecting in the next few days.
Yeah, and we have Paul Mims here to bring us what's going on for this weekend with weather.
Thank you, Christina. Currently, we're looking at about 12 degrees outside, and it looks pretty clear outside, so we have some sun coming at your way. But don't let that fool you. We have some dramatic changes coming your way in a few days. I'll have your full Black Swamp weather forecast in a bit.
Well, I hope this weather is going to turn around for spring break.
Yeah, I mean, we have 2 weeks, so hopefully, especially for those who are staying here.
I know, because I know they'll be disappointed if it's not going to turn around.
Well, I don't know. It doesn't look that promising.
I don't know. Thank you, Paul. We're learning more about BGSU's upcoming freshman class. A recent university study reveals most freshmen expect a B average. The results reveal more than half of freshman students say they are capable of earning a B average or higher. 10% of students also said that they might change career paths during their time at BGSU. The annual freshman survey is given every year during freshman orientation. It helps the university compare characteristics and statistics of incoming students.
Education majors at BGSU can take a sigh of relief. Some education students were concerned about graduating on time due to snow days. Local schools have had numerous snow days this year due to a record-breaking winter. Student teachers couldn't do some student teaching because of the closures. The College of Education dean is ensuring students they will not have to make up days. The university requires education majors to complete 16 weeks of student teaching. However, the state requirement is 12.
Most on-campus students hope to get newer dorms like Falcon Heights and Centennial Hall for their sophomore year. Candace Bridges says some students say getting their dream hall has been harder this semester.
The process of building a new Greek housing community was kicked off this semester when displaced Greek students were assigned temporary housing. Sorority members who would have lived in their house will live in Conklin this fall. Fraternity members in the same situation will be staying in Falcon Heights. Some Greek members are embracing the transition.
We're really sad that we're leaving our houses now and that they're being torn down, but we are really excited to live with all of the other sororities in Conklin, and I think it's going to be a really fun time.
Those outside of the Greek community are not as excited. Fixing the displacement of the on-campus Greek members created a slight displacement of students outside of the Greek system. Almost 100 beds are reserved for fraternity members in Falcon Heights, leaving around 400 beds for students who wish to live in the dorm. Sophomore Sydney Griffin says she planned to live in Falcon Heights, but was unfairly denied. She says she went through the appropriate steps.
I just feel like it wasn't fair. I feel like that I paid my money on time and I did what I was supposed to do. I filled out my paperwork. I just feel like they got to pick before anybody else.
While Griffin says the process was made unfair by Greek accommodations, Assistant Director of Residence Life, Josh Laurie, says that there is a misunderstanding about sign-up requirements.
The interesting thing is I think there's a misperception out there about priority. And what we always have to remind students is the sign-up process occurs, your time that you were given was based on completed credit hours. So a sophomore would have probably more earned credit hours than a freshman.
Griffin, a soon-to-be sophomore, says she is forced to live in what she considers freshman housing.
When I come back, I'll technically be a sophomore, so I just feel like that I should have the option to choose where I want to live at now. Now that I'm not no longer a freshman, I shouldn't still be living in a freshman dorm.
Lori says any transition can be rough, but the students will adapt to the change.
But with any transition, there's always, as I say, struggles along the way, growing pains as you learn to move into a different environment.
Reporting from BG24 News, I'm Candace Bridges.
The Greek members are projected to stay in dorms for the next few years.
A dog could be a college student's best friend, but sometimes that student forgets how big a responsibility a pet can be. Reporter Hannah Hilliard says there is a trend in Winn County of students returning pets.
A local animal shelter is seeing a trend in college students returning adopted pets. Many college students want to adopt a cat or dog for many reasons. One BGSU student says she thought her puppy Diamond would help relieve some of her anxiety.
I was really stressed out last semester, so I figured get a dog, they're supposed to be help with stress, and that's really why I got her. I don't think it's gonna work out.
Trailer says she's too busy to give Diamond enough attention.
When students adopt, sometimes they forget that when they're sitting in class or going to work, that their pet spends all day home alone, sometimes cooped up in a cage for hours.
To ensure successful adoptions, the Wood County Humane Society has a thorough application process for students wanting to adopt. The shelter's assistant manager, Megan Baker, says having pet-friendly housing is one of the biggest criteria.
I've had people come in that live in the dorms and want to adopt a cat, and sorry, can't have one there.
Baker says the Humane Society checks with landlords before allowing a student to adopt a pet. Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Hannah Hilliard.
Baker says one way to get your animal fix is to volunteer at the Humane Society. She says this gives prospective adopters the chance to spend time with animals before making the big decision.
Coming up after the break, how handicapped accessible is BGSU?
And plus, there is a student organized crime going on at the University of Findlay. Join us for details when we return.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that? I've just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Hey everybody, do you know the Breathe Easies? Well, they're the world's most famous asthma rock band with another hit song about how you can prevent asthma attacks. Hit it, guys!
Vacuum up the floor, vacuum up the floor, vacuum up the floor. The asthma trigger is no more. Vacuum up the dust, vacuum up the crumbs, vacuum up the floor. The asthma trigger is no more. You gotta vacuum up the furniture and vacuum in the cracks because the dander and the dust can give kids asthma attacks. Yeah.
Preventing asthma attacks can be as simple as keeping the house free of dust and dander. For more tips to prevent asthma attacks, go to noattacks.org.
Bowling Green police are warning businesses about someone tampering with cable, telephone, and alarm lines. They say someone cut a business's cable late last night. Officers are asking business owners to call BGPD if they notice any suspicious behavior.
The snow and ice make walking to class difficult and rolling to class even harder. Reporter Alana Nussel says a BGSU can be inaccessible, especially during the winter.
These cold winter months have made it difficult for students to get to class. But for students like Marissa Benzman, it's almost impossible. Benzman, a sophomore with mild cerebral palsy, has just recently started using a wheelchair full-time. But it's only taken a few weeks to realize the lack of accessibility on campus. Students that don't use a wheelchair might assume it's easy to get around campus, but it's the icy sidewalks, broken buttons, and an administration that Benzman says doesn't seem to care. Stacy Patnode, coordinator for Disability Services, says students who request their assistance are not overlooked. As a community member, Stephanie Ryan is very familiar with the accessibility of BG's campus. She's attended many on-campus events with her son Eric, who's in a wheelchair. She says there is room for improvement on BG's campus.
You know, we have a long way to go until we get to that point where everyone has equal access to everything.
Other colleges in Ohio have exceeded expectations for accessibility on their campuses. Wright State University was recently named the most accessible university in the nation. Benzman feels that Bowling Green should take action for some of the issues. Despite requested help, Benzman still struggles to get across campus to even attend her classes. Although winter will soon be over, many of the accessibility problems transcend the cold.
You'd be amazed at how many buildings that have the push buttons that should open up the doors automatically, those buttons don't work.
Ryan says it's important that we seek out suggestions from those with mobility impairments.
We need to go to the people that are living that life, and we need to ask them, what are some suggestions you have to make things easy for you?
Both Benzman and Ryan say raising awareness is a major step to improving accessibility on BG's campus. Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Alana Nussel.
You'll be able to find the full-length version of this story at bg24news.org next week.
CVS pharmacies have stopped selling tobacco products. Starting on October 1st, every CVS store across the country will stop selling any form of tobacco products. This includes the newly opened branch in Bowling Green. The owners say this will not affect businesses because most customers do not buy tobacco from CVS stores.
School officials in the Findlay area are accusing students of a scam. They say students were asking residents for money to give to a teacher with cancer. The district says there is no ill teacher. They believe that 2 or 3 students are involved in the scam. School officials say they are angry about the situation because it could make future fundraising more difficult. Local law enforcement encourages local citizens to contact them if the scam continues.
Coming up when we return, 3 explosions rocked downtown Columbus. We'll tell you what may have caused them.
And after the break, could this weekend's weather be its last breath? We'll have your Black Swamp weather forecast.
I've got a job to do today.
I've got a job to do today.
Don't forget, you've got a job to do today.
Hey, Mom. I got the job. Thanks.
I've got the job. Welcome aboard.
good first day at work, Mom.
Your donations to Goodwill fund job training programs right in your community.
Feels good to start fresh, right?
Sure does. And like that, you're a job creator.
There's no place like home.
Getting home safely is just a click away. But making sure your child is in the right seat is just one of the steps down the road to safer travels.
I don't know how it works.
Find the right seat for your little one's age and size.
We've done what you told us.
There's no better way to get home safely. Know for sure that your child is in the right seat. Get all the facts at safercar.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
To Maddie, congrats on paying off all those student loans.
Finally, right?
How'd you manage that anyway?
I started tracking my spending, changed a couple of habits.
Wow, I'm kind of living paycheck to paycheck right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it.
Well, have you tried saving a little?
I want to, but where's that money gonna come from? Bill collectors, they're the worst. Am I right?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
Not home.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Live local forecast with BG24 Black Swamp weather.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Paul Mims, and here's your Black Swamp weather forecast. Currently, we're looking at about 17 degrees outside. Feels about 9 with that wind chill, but we have some clear skies, so you do see some sun. Winds coming out here pretty light at 8 miles per hour from the south-southeast. But that will have a dramatic change for tonight as we go into tonight's forecast at 12 degrees for a low, partly cloudy skies. But as we get towards midnight, we're going to have some snow showers coming your way. Winds are going to be from 5 to 10 miles per hour. And that takes us on to the next day, which is tomorrow's forecast at high 37, but expect some 8 a.m. snow showers as well. So that's where a big snowstorm is coming our way for the next few days with those snow showers. Winds are going to be about 5 to 10 miles per hour from the west-southwest. That'll take you to tomorrow night's forecast at a low of 15 with some more snow showers, but it will get a lot steady and light snow towards the later in the evening. So expect about 1 to 3 inches of snow with all of that snow happening. 70% chance of that, and winds are going to pick up a little bit at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Takes us to our temperatures here. You can see we're about 17 degrees in the Bowling Green and Perrysburg area, 25 down in Findlay, 20 in Sandusky, 21, a little warmer as we go east towards Elyria. But it takes us to our national radar. You can see that huge weather system going around that blue area over here that's coming our way. That's what we're going to expect for the next few days, is some snow showers. You can see some other scattered systems over by the west coming our way. That takes us to our 5-day lookout for the rest of the week. 18 for a high on Friday. You see that sun? Well, don't expect it too much, because Saturday we have some snow showers with a high of 37, low of 15. Sunday, snow showers once again, high of 18, low of 10. Monday, cloudy skies with a high of 15 and a low of -2 for that night. And Tuesday, mostly cloudy skies, high is 17, low of 9.
I was hoping we were finally going to see some sun, but it doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look that way at all.
It just looks like it's getting colder.
Very disappointing in my book.
So disappointing. I mean, we can actually start getting excited and we can't now.
Exactly.
Well, this January was one of the coldest months for Ohio in decades. Insurance officials say the early January storm caused nearly $100 million worth of damage. The combination of broken and frozen water pipes, wind damage, and ice buildup prompted thousands of insurance claims across the state. Many local cities reported record low temperatures.
Early this morning, explosions erupted in downtown Columbus. Several underground structure explosions caused fire and power outage. The underground structures contained transformers and other electrical equipment that helped power nearby traffic signals and buildings. A downtown water main break back in January may have caused the explosions. Firefighters are still investigating.
An Ohio ex-convict was sentenced to life yesterday. Marlon Ricks was sentenced after pleading no contest to aggravated murder and kidnapping. Danielle Coleman was stabbed repeatedly in 2012. She was found in Rick's home in a Cleveland suburb. Rick spent 20 years in prison for his stepfather's murder back in 1990. Let's check in with Gary Galbraith to see what's happening in campus and community sports. Gary?
Thank you, ladies.
Coming up, we have highlights from both basketball games against the Golden Flashes. See the outcomes of those. Plus, our reporter takes a look at what the Falcon Fanatics are all about. All that and more when we return.
All right, guys, we gotta be smarter about what we bite on, okay? I want everyone to go outside. We're gonna run Red Rover on 3.
What about you, Tony?
I'm gonna run around in circles, flap my arms, and make engine noises like this.
When it comes to playing, we kids are the pros.
We're eating right, too.
We fuel up.
To play 60!
Your school doesn't have a program? Be a leader. Start one.
Click today and join the movement.
Nice.
No!
Oops. Yeah, sure.
Let's go.
Moms everywhere are finding ways to keep kids active and healthy. Works every time. Get ideas, get involved, get going at letsmove.gov.
Posting isn't private. Beware what you share.
This financial advisor is being accused of committing one of the largest investment frauds in the history of the United States.
I guess we're not going to Aspen. That's fine. You see, I like tennis balls. He likes insider trading. So he's going to jail and I'm going to a shelter. And no, they're not the same thing. Shelters are for good pets that want to be adopted. Jails are for criminals. I've done nothing. Uh-oh. Ooh, okay, I stole a cheeseburger once. On my dog.
Contact BG24 News with email, Twitter, or Facebook.
It's un-Falcon believable coverage that you won't get anywhere else. This is BG24 Sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to BG24 Sports. I'm Gary Galbraith. Wednesday night, men's basketball hit the court against Kent State in a MAC matchup, trying to get home court advantage for the first round of the MAC tournament. The weeks-long game buzzer streak finally came to an end. BG started out strong. Here in the first half, Javon Clark finds Rashawn Holmes in the paint for a nice layup for 2. Holmes had 14 points on the night, trailing team leader Clark, who had 21. Clark also had 8 rebounds for the game. Spencer Parker also had a great night as he banked in 12 points. The men shot 46.8% for the game as the Falcons never trailed. BG took the victory 73-66 and will play again Saturday against Akron. Moving on to women's basketball, the ladies also saw some action against Kent State in a matchup last night. Take it to the first half where Alexis Rogers connects with Jillian Hatfield for an easy 2. The duo both reached double-digit scoring along with 2 other Falcon teammates. Rogers had 18 points on the night and was 7 for 8 on the field. She also racked up 4 steals. Now defensively, the team steals reached 11, including this one by Jill Stein. The ladies completely shut down Kent State in an 82-38 victory. BG will be back on the court Sunday against the Ohio Bobcats. Women's swimming hit the pool for the MAC championship yesterday. Records were set as the ladies swam to a 4th place tie after first 6 events. Undefeated Victoria Griffin made it to the 100 freestyle championship heat along with teammate Brittany Zakelli. The two ended in the bottom 5. Now in the 500 freestyle and 400 medley relay, BG shattered school records by more than a second in each. No events were won by the Falcons, but competition continues today through Saturday. Now, they are at every home game, they travel, and they have that good old Falcon pride. Reporter Jasmine Burnett tells us all about the Falcon Fanatics.
Falcon Fanatics is a student organization whose goal is to cheer at every game possible.
Corey Kobe, co-founder of Falcon Fanatics, says everyone feeds off of each other's energy.
We try to start traditions. We try to start just routines and habits that students have slowly been getting adjusted to.
Student athletes feel that the Falcon Fanatics play a big role in all their competitions.
I think they help a lot. It helps the atmosphere, pumps us up, makes us want to do everything bigger and better.
Become a Falcon Fanatic today. Reporting for BG24 Sports, I'm Jasmine Burnett.
If you are interested in becoming a Falcon Fanatic, check out their Facebook page or follow them on Twitter. Speaking of that Falcon pride, there are some BG sports to keep an eye on this weekend. Swimming and track and field are at the MAC Championship throughout the weekend. But starting us off today, baseball started their weekend series down in Georgia with a game at 4, while hockey takes on Northern Michigan later tonight. Tomorrow, baseball will hit the diamond again, while women's soccer starts their spring schedule against the Buckeyes. Men's basketball is away, while hockey skates against Northern Michigan, and gymnastics is at the Texas Women's Meet. Sunday wraps up the action with baseball finishing their trip, and women's basketball taking on Ohio for Senior Day at the Stro. We will have highlights and more for you on Monday, but for now, that is all for BG24 Sports. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at BG24 Sports Now and check us out on Facebook. Tune in Monday to get all of the weekend sports updates and see an exclusive interview with BG swimmer Joelle Sheps. Until next time, I'm Gary Galbraith. We'll be right back.
Hey everybody! Heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change.
Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet!
Dang it. Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women.
I could use your help.
Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.org.
Hey everybody, do you know the Breathe Easies? Well, they're the world's most famous asthma rock band with another hit song about how you can prevent asthma attacks. Hit it, guys!
Vacuum up the floor. Vacuum up the floor. Yeah! Vacuum up the floor. The asthma trigger is no more. Vacuum up the dust. Vacuum up the crumbs. Yeah! Vacuum up the floor. The asthma trigger is no more. You gotta vacuum up the furniture and vacuum in the cracks because the dander and the dust can give kids asthma attacks. Yeah.
Preventing asthma attacks can be as simple as keeping the house free of dust and dander. For more tips to prevent asthma attacks, go to noattacks.org.
Center held its first annual Suited for Success yesterday. Reporter Alexis Cook said students were able to take home a suit for free.
When preparing for a job interview, students are reminded to work on their resume and conversation skills, but some have a hard time dressing for the BGSU's Career Center made it easy and affordable for students to feel confident. Grad student Jolie Fondero says coming across a student without a professional attire opened her eyes to a problem. This need inspired Fondero to organize Suited for Success, a professional clothing drive for students. The Career Center spent an entire month collecting professional clothing such as blazers, shirts, shoes, and ties. Students were allowed to pick one complete outfit at the reasonable price of nothing. Career Center student ambassador Candace Calloway says bringing suits directly to students makes them even more accessible. The Career Center hopes to make Suited for Success a yearly event. Reporting for BG24 News, I'm Alexis Cook.
That's it for BG24 News tonight.
Check out these stories and more on BG24news.org.
And check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.